Hey guys, it's me Paco and welcome back to Bad Witch Books. This is the first video of 2021. We are finally in the new year. Goodbye 2020. We don't know her. She won't be missed. But yeah, so now it's 2021. New year. Same Paco, same unorganized mess. You know what I do what I do. So let's do my December reads, and we're doing my January TBR in this video. So in December, I read 6 books. 5 of those 6 were his YA, and 1 was a adult. And they're all fantasy. 1 was a historical fantasy, 2 were urban fantasies, and 3 were high fantasy. I gave a couple 3 stars, a couple 4 stars, and I believe 1 5-star. And then of pages read together, even though I listened to audiobooks for some of them, 2,468 pages, like all together, all the books together. So let's get to my reads. So the first book I read in December was my book club, my Enchanted Forest book club pick, and that was The Bear and the Nightingale by Catherine Arden. I love this book. I really enjoyed it. It is about a girl named Vatsya that, this is the book. She grows up in Russia in the 1718, I don't know time, in the past, and basically she's like a wild child. Like, she doesn't fit the role of the girls in the village. Like, she doesn't want to just be prim and get married. She wants to, like, go be out in the wild and do her own thing, and, like, yes, all power to you. And she basically, like, just finds the magic and stuff because her dad gets remarried to a new woman, and this woman is very religious, and she brings with her like this ways to get rid of the like old ways that they practice, so that they basically starts messing up stuff with like the spirits of the like the house spirits and stuff. Really interesting read. It was kind of slow, but it was a short book, so the slowness didn't last that long. I enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars. I know some people in the book club didn't enjoy it as much, but I'm glad that's why we have the book club. So yeah, that was the December book club. The live is up now. The next book I finished in December was The Crown of Feathers. I read this because of the Bookstagrammer, YA Alliance. I'm a member of her Patreon, and we try to read a book each month. I think this is the first time we've all actually read the book. But yeah, we read it because of, what's her Instagram? Pug Pages, I believe. Alex. She loves this book, and so she picked it, and we read it. But yeah, no, this is the Owlcrate edition, so it's got the pretty purple pages. I did not know I was going to love this as much. I got this book when it first came out, because it came out in Owlcrate edition, and I've had it since then, so like since 2018 or 2019, I think 2019 is when it came out, and I like just assumed I was never going to read it. I thought I'm never going to read this at this point. But I picked it up because of it, and I listened to the audiobook, which I highly recommend. I really enjoyed the audiobook, and really enjoyed it. It was highly enjoyable. This is about a girl named Vanya. Veronica. A lot of V's in this book and in the last one. Veronica is a animage. So in this world, animages have the ability to speak to animals and control them. And like the best way an animage can be useful is if it bonds with a phoenix and be a phoenix rider. So it's really interesting. I really enjoyed the world, and like just seeing her, because animages have been oppressed because there was this war that the Phoenix Riders lost, and so they don't want any more Phoenix Riders. But basically, she finds an egg, and just shenanigans happen, and she gets a lot of stuff with her sister, who's crazy, and then there's other characters we see. I really like it. I think it's not hyped enough on YA. I don't see a lot of, like, it's not one of the bigger popular series. Like, I've only seen a couple of, like, booktubers talk about it, 1 or 2. But I really enjoyed it. It was really, I love the way the world building was, because it was, like, in the, like, we would get notes and stuff like that, or little tidbits about the history, and it made the world feel larger. And I really liked it is that the world is full of a bunch of POCs. Like, it's got a lot of POC main characters, and it has LGBT representation too. So I really like this. Crown of Feathers by Nikki Pau Pareto. So the next book I read in January, December, Paco, we know the month, was Legendborn. Ooh, I love this cover. And I like my nails match. I did not plan that, but it works. So, Legendborn, if you do not already know, which is a highly popular book, is about Bree, who goes to college in North Carolina, and basically she finds this magic society that has to do with, like, Arthurian legend. And, well, like, what basically happens is she finds out that her mom, her dead mom who died, like, 6 months ago, prior to the book, had some connection to the society. Let me just pull the book back up and put it down now. But, it's really good. You get, like, some magic and Arthurian legend. I love Arthurian legend. But I, at first, didn't know if I was going to like it. Like, it took a minute for me to get into. But once I got to page 100, the next thing I know, I was at page 300. And I was like, how did I get here? It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think I gave it 5 stars. Or it's like a 5 between 4.5. I have one more read that is like that this year. But Legendborn was really good. Once I figured out later, like, looking up about the book, that the main character was based off of kind of a Bonnie. It was one of the from Vampire Diaries, one of the inspirations. Made me realize, like, no wonder that's, like, the energy I loved. But I really enjoyed Legendborn, and I highly recommend it. So the next book I read is a book I've been wanting to read forever, and I'm surprised, happily was able to get to it. And that was The Iron King by Julie Kakawa. I love Julie Kakawa's Shadow of the Fox trilogy. I have on my new bookshelf that I got for Christmas. I think it's, like, up here. But, I really love her Shadow of the Fox trilogy, so I was like, let me read some of her earlier work. But this is about Megan, who her brother gets kidnapped and is replaced by a changeling, which is a fae creature. And so she has to go into the fae world to save her younger brother, and she finds out that she is actually the daughter of Oberyn, the king of the fairies. And I love fairy lore. I love Titania. I love Oberyn. I love Puck. So I really enjoyed this. They have some new ways of introducing, like, a new type of fae in it. But just really, really interesting. You got the Seelie and Unseelie court. So I highly recommended it. Not highly recommend it. I enjoyed it. I give it about, like, a 3.5 stars. I cannot wait to see where the series goes forward. And so the next book I read is the other one that's like a 4.5 stars. And it goes back and forth. And with Legendborn as, like, the best reads of the month. And this I read because of Princess from The Princess. She said it was one of her favorite reads of the year. And also my friend Malia on Literary Fairy on Twitter. And YouTube, you could look up her up. But, Raybearer. This book is beautiful. I even tabbed a couple pages. I'm not a huge tab. I'm trying to get more into tabbing. But there were some lines in here that I even wanted to, like, tab. I know it's not much, but because I read both sleeves at work when I couldn't tab. But I've never been someone to, like, comment on the writing, but just the way that our author, who is Jordan Ufueko, just the way that she wrote this world and the characters, I would have to say is beautiful. Just like, if I wanted to use the word to describe this, it would be beautiful. Just like the lush way just the way the story went was interesting. I thought it was different energy that you get from, like, a high fantasy with, like, court intrigue and stuff like that. But if you don't know what Raybearer is about, it is about a girl. I should know these characters' names. Tarisi. She is sent by her mother, or the mysterious lady she is known, to go to the court because the prince has to pick his council. In this world, the council is, like, has a mystical connection to their prince, so that they're, like, psychically linked, and it grants, like, immunities to the prince or the royal who's gonna be the next king. And it's just a lot of cool, interesting ways that this, like, family or found family, because the council is set up like basically a found family with, like, magic and stuff. It was just really interesting. I can't describe it enough, but I'd highly recommend to read this. This was so, like I said, just beautiful. Like I said, it's like 4.5 stars. It could be a 5-star. Yeah, it's almost perfect. I cannot wait to see what comes next. And also, this cover, can we talk about how gorgeous this is? And then the last book I was luckily able to get through before the month ended, or this like the day before Christmas Eve, I finished it. Another book I never thought I was going to read was Wicked Saints by Emily Duncan. I was excited for this when this book first came out, but then I heard a lot of negative reviews, so I decided to like pass on it. And this is the Outcrate edition because I have an Outcrate, and I might, yeah, you'll hear that a lot from this channel. But so yeah, I was gonna pass on it, and I was like, you know what? I'm looking for a book to read. That's gonna be quick. I want to listen to an audiobook because I've been like playing games on my tablet. Like, how many times do I say like? Just games, puzzle games on my tablet where I listen to an audiobook to kill time and just relax. And so I was looking for an audiobook, and I was like, let me try Wicked Saints. This is about, if I never said, a girl named Nadia. She is a cleric, and so she could speak to the gods. And she is at war with the country next. Her country is, and they are blood mages, which is to Nadia's people is heresy, because it's like, you're getting magic not from the gods. How dare you? And it's really interesting. I really enjoyed the magic and the way that worked in this book. And trigger warning: it is there is blood magic, so like, it's gory, and there's a lot of descriptions of like self-harm, but cutting yourself because, you know, blood magic. So there's a lot of blood in this. This, like, obviously couldn't tell from this cover. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I gave it a 3 stars, so it was not as bad as I was expecting it to be. So I recommend. Yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it. So now we're gonna get into the January TBR. So the first book I started already. Started on the first, like 100 pages in, and I'm enjoying it. Going to read for January is Black Sun by Rebecca Roanhorse. This is my book club book pick for the month for my Enchanted Forest book club. If you don't know, I do have a video up explaining the book club and the picks for December, January, and February. In February, I will announce the next 3 books. But we meet every second Thursday of the month on my channel. It has Myreese from the YouTube channel Myreese, The Princess from Castle Library, and Literary Fairy from Literary Fairy are all do the club with me. But yeah, the meeting is on the 14th of January. So this will be up before then, of course. Probably the 4th or 5th of January. So that should give, I don't know if that's enough time, but I'll put it on Twitter too. But yeah, this is about multiple things. Like, I'm reading it and I still don't know the whole plot. But basically, this one girl is basically a pirate, and she gets tasked with sending this, like, having this guy who's blind and described as harmless, even though she's a little suspicious about it, but to this city. And this is all based on like pre-Columbian native culture, and it's really interesting so far. I'm, like I said, 100 pages in, and I'm enjoying what I'm reading, so I'm excited to see where we go from there. So the next book is the other book club, not book club, but the Patreon book club for YA Alliance on Bookstagram. And that will be Heart of Flames. Thanks, Alex, because you got me into the series. I had to buy the matching edition they had, but it's so pretty. Even though I broke my book buying ban for it. Salty. But this is the sequel to Heart of Flames, and it just goes into more of what happens in Crown of Feathers. So yeah, this is a sequel to it. I'm starting the audiobook. I am a couple chapters in, not 100 pages in, but I'm like chapter 6, and I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm excited for this trilogy. Sorry for the camera change. I had to change things to get the book on the bookshelf because I am organized. We know this. It's me. This is my channel. So, the next book I plan to finish, because I started it already, but I had to stop to make sure I finished Black Sun in time for the book club meeting, is Silvered Serpents by Rashi Shakshi. I'm holding it upside down. We are used to this. This is the sequel to The Gilded Wolves, and that is about a group of treasure hunters that... I don't even know how to describe it, but it's like, it's a group of treasure hunters that are trying to get this treasure from this like underground secret society of like not magic users, but it's interesting how it's set up, and I would highly recommend it. I gave Gilded Wolves like 3 stars, but I'm really enjoying this one. I'm really enjoying Silvered Serpents. When I had to stop and put it down, I was sad. But I'm like 150 pages in, and I'm almost to the halfway point, and I'm highly enjoying this. I will be picking this up once I finish Black Sun. So the next book I want to get to in January is The Girl in the Tower, which is the sequel to The Bear and the Nightingale, which I read in December, because I plan to read each of the trilogy a month in the month of winter, so the next book will be in February. I'm excited for that one. But The Girl in the Tower, this takes place after The Bear and the Nightingale, and apparently, I think she does the Mulan trope of, like, dressing up as a boy at one point for battle, and I'm excited to see where this goes. Yeah. Pretty cover, and again, matches my nails. I did not plan this. It seems like I'm organized, but I'm not today. I mean, clearly you've seen I'm not organized. Okay, so the last book is a hopeful. I might try it on audio, but let's see. That is Master of One. I did not even know what this book... Ooh. Okay. Let me try to do it without the glare. Let me try something. That affects the camera too much. Okay. That's a little better. So Master of One is a... Put it down. But this is a Fairy Loot box for December. And I know that this thief he is like tasked with getting these 7 Fae relics for this leader, and he finds out that one of the relics is a prince, a Fae prince or something. And that's all I know. I know that there's LGBT plus rep, so I was like, I'm here, gay, I'm here. So I'm excited to read that. I'm gonna try to get to that in January. It might be a February read. We'll see how it looks. But yeah, so those are my December. In January, my December reads, and my January, pronounced it right, Paco. January TBR. So, what are you guys planning to read? Put down below what you plan to read. How was your New Year's? How was your Christmas? You guys get anything good? Or did you have fun celebrating at home? Because the world is not fun. But, no. So, I will see you guys next time. If you want to look for me elsewhere, I am on Instagram, Bad Witch Reads, and I'm on Twitter, and I think it's Wicked Story 24. It'll be down below, and so will my Amazon wishlist. I will see you guys next time, and toodles!